and welcome to Vandalay Campus.
Yes! Boy, I mostly missed something. That was pretty quick tonight.
No, you actually have to be quiet in this one. It's our baby. Look at my hoodie. Look at my chair. Matt!
Headquarters of ZeniMax Online Studios. You just saw a cinematic teaser for the Elder Scrolls Online's next chapter. I'm pleased to reveal ESO Necrom, which will launch shaping up to be one of the best updates to the game ever.
No, seriously, this bit's really important.
You saw that Necrom will include one of the most requested features in ESO, a new playable class called the Arcanist. It's only our third new
What?
And we know you're going to love it. The Arcanist wields magic influenced by forbidden knowledge and has unique abilities never before seen in this world. Of course, the experience of exploring a new area
class!
Every ESO chapter. Necrom will unfold in Eastern Morrowind, not seen in an Elder Scrolls game since 1994, where you will meet new characters and enemies, reunite with some old friends, and explore a story based around the return of a well-known Daedric prince you just might remember from the Dragon.
Can we get some Kajajis in chat, please?
For those of you new to ESO, we release a new expansion called a chapter every year. Chapters are essentially standalone games in ESO that let you adventure in a new region of Tamriel. But you don't have to wait for the Necrom chapter to jump in. We've got so many amazing experiences you can enjoy right now. If you love games like Skyrim and Oblivion, you'll feel right at home amongst the thousands of stories unfolding across every region in ESO. And as anyone who's played a classic Elder Scrolls game knows, it's all about those feelings when you're fully immersed in the world.
Music.
Remember that feeling when you first encountered a dragon? We've got an entire province that's overrun by dragons. Or questioned if you are capable
Event starting tomorrow for Elder Scrolls Online elsewhere. Kill dragons, get tickets.
You visited a city in Morrowind that was built inside the shell of a giant crab.
Why have I never noticed
fans out there? How about another chance?
Never noticed this crab.
Colossal Daedric prince, Mehrunes Dagon.
I'm a pleb.
Just like any single-player Elder Scrolls game, you can have a blast simply by following the main quest line. Or seek out lore and learn more about the world. Become a craftsman. Go fishing. Decorate and furnish your home. Customize your character.
Man, Elder Scrolls Online is so cool.
And when you're ready, you can easily engage in one of the best open-world PvP systems. Run dungeons co-op with your friends.
Angry Dad, I'm going to kick you out in a minute. I see you being silly.
Just join a guild to chat with others. The possibilities in this virtual world are endless. New players will immediately feel right at home because our community is one of the most, if not the most, welcoming on the planet.
I was there! It was me! Did you see that? It was me at Las Vegas!
Create your own stories in our shared world. There's no required subscription and thousands of hours of content.
That was me!
Or with friends. Explore nearly every corner of Tamriel with no level restrictions. It's magical being able to travel almost anywhere you please from the moment you enter the world. ESO is available on PC and Mac in addition to previous and current gen consoles, including a purpose-built next-gen version for the Xbox Series X and S with high-fidelity graphics and enhanced performance modes. An added bonus for Xbox players, it's on Game Pass. And starting today, for a limited time,
ESO Plus
is available to explore for any player.
ESO Plus is on free right now.
All of our adventures, including our take on Skyrim.
Ow! Ow, there's something spiky in my slipper.
Much more. At ZOS, we have so many passionate and talented developers who continue to add to Elder Scrolls lore
bunch of
by producing
cuties.
handcrafted, epic adventures, and I'm immensely proud to be a part of it. Believe me, we have tons more to share, and I can't wait for the team to show it all to you. Join us after this show for the 2023 ESO Global Reveal, where we'll go deep into all things Necrom. Thanks. See you in Tamriel.
Thanks, Matt. Oh, we're getting a new class. Ah, Arcanist. Emmaus Moira Green. Warlocky vibe. They got Quincy to do it. What? Quincy!
Patiently await for the 2023.
Oh, this is so cool. They're a really, really awesome TikToker.
I was thinking,
Well done,
something slightly
Quincy.
rustic yet filling, but also with a more refined presentation.
Oh, Badgers is going to be so sad. He loves this TikToker.
Ingredients from all across Tamriel brought in for tonight's special occasion, and I'm so excited to spend some of this evening with you tonight. We do have a few moments before the global reveal officially starts, so how about a snack? I have just the thing. Cabbage biscuits with these bits of bacon all throughout. Perfect with some butter and jam. So nice. Sound good? Wonderful. Let me show you how to make them.
Oh, Badgers loves watching this guy. I was really worried then because I don't have socks on at the moment because I'm really... No! I thought I showed feet by accident. Because I don't have socks on because my hoodie's making me really overheated. So I took my socks on and I was like, no, I'm going to accidentally show feet. For free. Can't have that for free. Ooh, cooked cabbage. Cabbage! Cheese and cabbage for everyone! Ha ha! Oh, I don't actually have a command for that, do I? Oh, that looks good. I could just eat that, to be honest. I love cabbage. This person is really fantastic. If you don't follow them on TikTok, they are brilliant. I hope they show their TikTok on the screen so you can go follow them. There you go, there's a foot. Ooh, I wonder if this is their own thing or if it's from the ESO cookbook. Cabbage! Geh! Someone's got to eat it. This is so chill. Wash it with milk. Oh, they look good. Oh, not biscuits. Biscuits. I was thinking like biscuits as in British biscuits, like cookies. And I was like, cabbage cookies?
Careful, they're still very hot.
Those
With
biscuits.
that, we have everything we need
American
for the
biscuits.
ESO
Now I
global
get
reveal.
it. I was a little bit
Go get us
confused.
some drinks. You don't go nowhere. Eat to your heart's content. Thank you for joining us tonight on this epic adventure. Enjoy.
I was a little bit confused. Oh, I'm gonna see if I can. I do follow them on TikTok, but I can't quite remember their username, so I can post a link in chat. But oh, just kidding. I'll do that later. It's on early. Oh no, it's not. Just kidding. Okay, I'll go do that now. Ah! If I search Tavern, they should instantly come up. Yeah, Quincy's Tavern. Here you go. I'll share their TikTok in chat for you. If you're on TikTok, I can't actually share the link, so you'll just have to search them up. Quincy's Tavern. If you search Tavern, they're like one of the first ones to pop up. There you go. Posted a link in chat for you. If you want to go follow Quincy's Tavern, they are really fantastic on TikTok. And they post loads of cocktails and food. And it's really wholesome and warm and lovely. I wish they put their TikTok on the screen. They might have done and I missed it. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Quick sublet. Finish. Finish. Oh, look Ouroboros!
Welcome.
Tate! I've healed him in a dungeon
23 Global Reveal.
on the Bethesda channel.
Our developer direct or just joining us now, we've
I
got an
did
incredible
that.
show today. Earlier today, ZeniMax Online Studio Director Matt Firer shared some exciting details on the Elder Scrolls Online's next adventure. That includes one of the most requested features
Thank you,
from the
Chris,
ESO
for the
community,
subscription. I really
a new
appreciate
playable
it.
class called the Archers.
Back to the option
Matt
days
also
and
revealed
liars.
that the new chapter
Oh, I'm so excited. Look at that armor!
location in Tamriel, Morrowind. And while there, you'll run into a familiar face, a well-known Daedric prince from the sky.
Kazaji's in chat.
That's just a taste of what's to come. We've got a lot of ground to cover, so let's get started. Once again, it's my great pleasure to introduce the Elder Scrolls Online's creative director and my friend, Rich Lambert.
Is he wearing pants?
Good to see you here.
Bingo!
So great to be back to talk with you about the fun
Rich!
things the team's been working so hard on. I can't wait to share it with you all.
All right, it's time to talk Necrom. Are you excited?
I'm thrilled for this year. We're going to be exploring a new story and theme centered around the Dark Elves and Hermaeus Mora. The best way to describe this story is Shadow over Morrowind. But before I go into any
Dark Elves and Hermaeus
great way to
Moira.
introduce you to the mood and feel of this arc.
Two of my
It's
favorite
Elder
things.
Scrolls meets cosmic horror, and I can't wait for you all to see it.
Well, they don't have to wait any longer. This is the Elder Scrolls Online Necrom.
We need to make the lights green as much as possible, okay? Oh my god, they're this cinematic. Okay, I'll be quiet now. Shh. Ooh. Ooh. I feel like I should have dressed up as Kajaji. So they use their hands for spells? I wonder, does that mean... I wonder if the book is... Okay, that is so cool. I wonder if the book's going to be the weapon or if we're finally going to get offhand magic. As in, like, no weapon. I wonder if, like, the book's going to be a focus. Oh, that's so freaking gross and awesome. I love it. If it's a book, oh my god, this is so Kajaji. How weird. Dude,
That was awesome. Those
that was awesome.
take me back. And some powerful moments in there, but let's start with breaking down the story in Necrom.
Everything centers around Hermaeus Mora.
Can't even.
We've explored small pieces of who this prince is in a few zones in ESO up to this point, but they're a complicated Daedric prince. Mora is the knower of unknown and hoards knowledge and secrets in their realm. Some of these secrets are just too dangerous for any being to know. There are hidden powers that threaten Mora's realm of Apocrypha, with the ultimate goal of uncovering one of these secrets.
Ooh,
A
so
secret
we're gonna be
important and so
helping
dangerous that if
Moira?
discovered, it can unravel all of reality.
This isn't just Tamriel that's in trouble. This is all of Nirn.
Yes, absolutely.
So where do our players fit into the mix?
Players are essentially being tested by Mora to see if they are worthy to help aid them.
The bow?
This adventure, players will become sort of a
I need that
protector of
bow
this
so
ultimate
much.
secret that these hidden powers are searching for. And there's also an opportunity for players to seek out other knowledge if they wish, to dig into some of the origins of our new playable class in the Arcanist.
Cool new playable class. So in, and I know a lot of our players are as well. Now, we're heading back to Morrowind this year, but it's not the Morrowind that everyone knows from the Elder Scrolls 3 or even from the 2017 chapter of ESO. So it's going to be familiar, different, a little bit of both?
Yes, sir. We're going to be
Music.
exploring the eastern portion of Morrowind, specifically the Telvanni Peninsula. It's still home to the
That bit of the
Dunmer
map
Dark
doesn't
Elves,
exist
so
at the moment,
you're
does
gonna
it?
See that familiar alien landscape
trying to
with
think.
the giant mushrooms
go
and all
round?
the like. But it's got a very different feel than any of the locations that we've previously explored.
It
I'm
might,
guessing the
actually.
city we saw, that was Necrom, yes?
Yep.
And we haven't seen that since the Elder Scrolls
Dragonborn.
Arena, and it looks very different now.
Yeah, a lot has changed since then. But yeah, Necrom is the main city in the chapter. And there's so much amazing lore around this.
And the library since
It's
Dragon
a
Ball
city of the
DLC.
dead, where Dunmer families from all over Morrowind
that's
bury
so
their deceased
cool.
in these elaborate ceremonies.
I love Dark Elves!
Really just wild rumors as to the origins of Necrom. It's a crazy old city, but I'll leave that up to CJ to kind of dig into in just a little bit.
Now, finally, Necrom isn't the only cool location that players are going to get to explore. So tell us about the zone that I'm pretty familiar with, and some of our players will be too, and that's Apocrypha.
Yes, the Oblivion Realm,
So
home
excited to go back to
forbidden knowledge.
Apocrypha.
Also home to the know-it-all Daedric Prince.
The
that we
first
just
thing
saw
I
from
said
Mora.
when I got my
It's
letter
always
was like,
great
I want to go
revisit
back to
other areas
Apocrypha.
of Tamriel that we haven't seen in an Elder Scrolls game, but I know the folks at ZOS like to build everything from scratch. So when it comes to the Prince's Realm, it's not just like a carbon copy of what we've seen before, right?
Look at it.
That you know and love from Skyrim is it's definitely there. The dark inky waters, the towering stacks of books, you know, those unique yellow-green skies. But like always, we love being able to explore new areas, love putting our own spin on things, and we want to make this our own and give the players new fun things to explore and learn.
It's so exciting. Sounds like a great blend of the old and the new when it comes to like the biomes and the places the players are going to be exploring in Necrom. And in fact, let's explore more of Necrom right now with more details from the team.
For the regions in Morrowind and Apocrypha that have been explored in previous Elder Scrolls games, we approached them carefully, making sure on one side it felt like a trip down memory lane, but also providing new experiences for everyone. Our destination this time was the Telvanni Peninsula, an area we visited in the very first Elder Scrolls game, Arena. We also caught a glimpse of its coastline in Test 3, Morrowind. This is the first time any game has returned to these lands in almost 30 years.
Kajashi, I
and we were
reckon
really
Kajashi
excited
gets to
bring you
visit
back.
that at some point.
Giant mushrooms and distinctive
I don't know that.
towers are back, of
But
course.
she's a pretty
The
buddy
East
with her
Asian
buddy,
influences
if you
at
get
work
what I
with some of
mean.
the architecture and general aesthetics also return.
Bet
As
she'd
does
love
the
it.
alien landscape so crucial to represent
Do I
the
need
lands around
I wish I could make an Alfiq. I might have to just make a Khajiit called Kajashi with the new class.
Open world RPG, and this
Just
concept
so
is
I can do
reflected in the expansive
This zone
environments
as
of Test
Kajashi.
3. ESO has always honored this basic idea, the idea of a world ripe for wandering, and our depiction of the Telvanni coast will reflect this. The sense of odd scale you may feel walking through it are paramount.
Oh, is that the
In terms of
mushroom
differences,
tower?
We've crafted a modern view of the city of Necrom, not seen since 1994. Getting to work on something
was
elvish
born
which
that year.
predates the tribunal is particularly interesting. Necrom is the Dunmer city of the dead, where all prominent dark elves gather to pay respects and lay to rest their honored departed. Lord Vivek, known as the warrior poet, spun some wild stories about the city's foundations, which may or may not be true. But what's definitely true is that the Dark Elves have a particular reverence for the city and its solemn purpose in their culture. It's naturally a cool thing to be able to contribute in any significant way to a long-standing piece of Elder Scrolls lore. For the Telvanni Coast, we had a lot of fun playing with the legend of Necrom's foundation. Specifically, the lore of Vivek himself having defeated the great beast Gulgamorgil, whose bones supposedly lay the foundations for the city. Entering Necrom for the first time, you're bound to notice the towering rib-like rock formations which envelop the city. The Dunmer have even added some runic symbols on the faces of the rocks themselves in recognition of their supposed origins. Is the legend true or simply apocryphal? Come tour the lands and make your own decision on that one. Necrom is intended to be monumental, reverent, and yet fit in with the shapes and forms we're used to seeing in Dark Elf architecture. The distinct arched doorways and decorative elements are there, as well as the detailed mosaics on the opulent interior spaces. We specifically took a lot of inspiration from the classic Telvanni buildings in Morrowind. And finally, we have Apocrypha. Whenever we venture back into territories from previous Elder Scrolls games, we always try to make sure that our players
Look at him!
genuinely
Look at the little bug-eyed babies!
We took our initial visual cues from the Skyrim Dragonborn DLC. Then we expanded on the ideas presented in the original. We'll be sharing more details on the unexplored areas of Apocrypha later this year. For the meantime, let's talk about the parts that players are a little more familiar with. Some lands in Tamriel appear quite normal to our mortal eyes, and some, like the Telvanni coast, feel foreign. And then there are the Oblivion Plains, whose lands bend our mortal perceptions into the most alien landscape possible. In crafting the Plane of Apocrypha, it was important to remember that Hermaeus Mora doesn't really adhere to traditional ideas of good or evil as many other Daedric princes do. Likewise, Hermaeus Mora's realm isn't a representation of good or evil either. Our take here was to explore the idea of ancient records and how they might be represented physically in a plane such as this. We created fossilized impressions into the rock walls and emerging from the ground, representing the cataloging of all life, experience, and knowledge. Realms of Oblivion are extensions of their master, and so Apocrypha is a clearinghouse for knowledge. It's a repository. It is intended to feel like a place
look at it!
ancient ideas can be preserved, perhaps even hidden, but never lost.
Oh, I never pushed enter on this.
There's a ton of story emitting from these locations, from the environment to the architecture. Of course, the characters and creatures breathe even more life into our world.
When we chose the setting for Necrom, we knew we had to deliver a story that lives up to this location, and the team had a lot of fun bringing this story to life. If you're not super familiar with any of the fantasy names that we've been talking about, imagine a holy necropolis in the middle of an ancient hierarchical society presided over by extremely powerful
something
mages.
out, chat, because I might have a little bit of a surprise for you.
There for us to play with. Necrom remains neutral territory in regards to the great houses of Morrowind.
No!
Keeping
No!
the City of the Dead neutral means all Dark Elves can appease their ancestors and ensure their bodies are taken care of, even as the Three Banners War rages on. This is incredibly important since the tradition of bringing the dead to Necrom predates the Tribunal and the creation of Dark Elves as we know them. It's an integral part of the Dark Elves' cultural identity. In other words, this is an ancient city of the dead which isn't controlled by any one Dark Elf house, even though it's surrounded by the Telvanni Magisters, some of the most egotistical and powerful mages in the entirety of Tamriel. But the peninsula isn't the only place you'll get to explore. As a writer and certified library nerd, I'm so excited that this year we get to take you to Apocrypha for the first time since the Dragonborn DLC.
Whee!
Accompanied by Laramil the Wise, a powerful mage who works with Hermaeus Mora, the Prince of Forbidden Knowledge. Notice I said with and not for. Laramil doesn't worship Hermaeus Mora. They have a working relationship that's built on mutual respect. As much respect as Hermaeus Mora can have for a mortal. See, mortals don't really survive in Apocrypha for a long time. Knowledge is enticing, but you'd be a fool to assume that it's harmless. And the sheer amount of information there tends to melt mortal minds, mangle their bones, contort their flesh, and turn them into terrifying creatures called the Hushed. Some books are lifeless collections of paper, totally safe to pick up. But others house tome shells, small Daedra who live between the pages of Apocrypha's first editions. They may not necessarily attack you, but if you've ever picked up a shell on the beach only to discover that there was a hermit crab already living in it, then you know just how surprising a tome shell can be.
Oh, look at the weapons. I can't even deal.
In Apocrypha. No, Apocrypha's guardians lurk around every corner. Seekers attend to the vast library, while lurkers wait beneath the inky waters to dissuade any stubborn researchers from discovering Apocrypha's more dangerous secrets. It's best to be sure that you're really alone before you pick up some light reading. You'll even meet a clanless Dremora called Torvasard, who refuses to let the secrets of Apocrypha remain undisturbed. Torvasard's motives are as mysterious and complex as his allegiances. It's really hard to tell if he's friend or foe. This chapter isn't all about exploring crypts.
Are you talking about my captions? You can turn them off on your side. Some people need captions to be able to watch streams, so no, I'm not going to turn them off.
The Dusksabers prowl the Telvanni Peninsula working for Magister Shelreni Barrow. Shelreni seeks to climb the ranks of her house by any means necessary, even working with anyone who will give her the power to achieve her goals. Not everything will be hidden and mysterious, though. If you've played ESO before, there are a bunch of familiar faces for you to find throughout this chapter. I won't spoil all of the surprises, but we are bringing back my favorite Morag Tong assassin, Asher. Okay, yes, Narya will make an appearance too. With all this focus on secrecy and forbidden knowledge, it'll be up to you to discover the truth and stop enemies across Eastern Morrowind and Apocrypha. Good luck!
Hey everyone, we're excited to let you all know that the Elder Scrolls Online Necrom is available for pre-purchase right now. While the chapter will launch on PC,
What are going to be the goodies?
this June, we've got plenty of reasons for you to pre-purchase and jump into ESO today.
If you're a new player, someone who hasn't played ESO in a while, or you still need to pick up some of our previous chapters, you'll want to go with the Necrom Collection. Either
freaked me
version,
out. What?
the standard or the deluxe collection, grants you instant access to 6 of our previous chapters and the base game. And you'll of course be able to access the Necrom chapter once it launches in June.
Oh, did I miss Nairu? Oh, flip.
Content all in one package. We like to refer
was
to it
busy
as
doing
8
this
games
secret
in
tweet.
one, since each is like its own standalone Elder Scrolls adventure. And keep in mind, you can play these in any order too.
For current players, we're offering both standard and deluxe upgrades, which will provide you with the latest Necrom chapter.
No matter what version you pre-purchase, you'll receive these items. While some will be unlocked at launch, everyone will receive this unique mount immediately.
For a limited time, if you pre-purchase Necrom, you'll also receive this matching pet to go along with the mount.
So cute! It's a little mushroom pony!
New Apocrypha-themed, one-of-a-kind mount. That's in addition to other pre-purchase items that come with the deluxe upgrade and collection.
Separate from our pre-purchase offering, but just as cool, is the Hermaeus Mora collector's statue that's available for pre-order at the Bethesda Gear store.
Don't do this to me.
Along with some awesome ESO merch, because right now, for a limited time, we have a flash sale running.
Any edition of Necrom also unlocks the new Arcanist class at launch, and we know you've been eagerly awaiting more information on that, so let's check it out now.
That is one thing I don't think I get sent is the collectors, like physical collectors. Oh my god, I need it for Kajaji.
And the #1 most requested feature from players since the Necromancer back in 2019 with Elsewhere.
Well, I mean, why don't we give the players a little bit of the backstory and inspiration behind the Arcanist?
The Arcanist is a new way to play and experience ESO. It's the 7th playable class and channels the power of Apocrypha to create ancient runes of power. This weird knowledge lets them do some truly fantastic things, destroying their enemies with runic magic, summoning tentacles from the abyss, healing
Okay. Okay.
themselves from the worst the Daedric Plains have to offer.
Of course, what everyone really wants.
They use a book as an attack.
And we've got just the person to tell us.
With the Arcanist, we wanted to keep the basic form of the class familiar to everyone so there's something for all play styles, while letting us be more creative with the abilities themselves. We started off with 3
Coriel
skills:
about to get retired.
Tome, Apocryphal Soldier, and Curative Rune Forms. Each line focuses on a different aspect of the game: offense, defense, and support.
Support!
Was making these abilities feel unique compared to previous classes.
Oh my gosh.
That veteran players would feel out of place. I know several of the abilities will leave you awestruck. 2 of my favorite new abilities are Apocryphal Gate and Abyssal Impact. Apocryphal Gate lets you open a pair of temporary portals that you can jump between for extra in-fight mobility, or use these portals for creative exploration. Abyssal Impact is a bit more direct. It has you infuse your arm with unstable magic, transforming it into a tentacular weapon as you thrust forward, damaging and debilitating your foes. I'm also super excited to share that we're doing something very different for the Arcanist, implementing a combo point system. In this system, certain abilities will build points, while others will spend them, giving them an extra bit of oomph by enhancing
Ooh, okay.
all players can easily get a handle on, so no one should worry that this class will be too technical to play. I can't let too much out of the bag yet, though, so the rest will have to be a secret for now. We were initially coming up with the Arcanist. We had a ton of ideas and inspiration coming from all sorts of places: movies, comics, classic literature, and both retro and modern games. There was even a handful of anime references. And while we had a lot of great ideas, there was one that led us to a major breakthrough and helped bind everything together, the Black Books of Hermaeus Mora. Now, while this gave us a solid feel for how the abilities should look and sound, you won't necessarily be wielding one of the Black Books. Instead, you'll summon your own tome, in which you've inscribed numerous bits of ancient knowledge that you've gleaned from the Prince of Fate. Think of it like your own cookbook you glance at every so often to spice up your spells. This won't be the only taste of the Arcanist you'll get, though. You'll also come across foes and maybe a friend who will wield the same deep magics that you'll learn. There may even be some unforeseen enemies that have tomes worth of forbidden arcane power to throw at you. This is just the first page of the story of this new class. We've had a ton of fun making it, and we've got plenty more to show you as time goes on. I can't wait for you all to experience adventuring Tamriel and the realms beyond, alongside or as an Arcanist.
I literally cannot deal.
Features and systems. Start with, any chance there's going to be some new companions?
Yes, in fact...
Argonian companion! Oh, Badgers is going to be so happy.
And for those that don't know who or what companions are, they're your permanent adventuring buddies.
Well, I hope the Argonian's an Arcanist.
Whenever you want to help you explore Tamriel.
I love the mushroom pony. Look at it.
The inception back in 2021 has been overwhelmingly positive, and we've been looking to expand and evolve it in new ways.
So tell us about the two new companions we're going to see.
The first companion is called Sharp as Night, and he is an Argonian warden who is a bit of a mercenary and an enigma. He originated from Blackmarsh, but his past is lost to him, and he spent a lot of time trying to figure out who he is to no avail. He is a lot more reserved than our other companions, as he's lived a tough life and he really isn't overly chatty, and you're gonna have to prove yourself to him. And then there is Azander. Azander is a Redguard male and a little bit of a crazy fatherly figure professor. Think Willy Wonka meets Dumbledore, and he's got this really singular focus on the pursuit of knowledge.
And so what's so special about Azander, Rich?
As some of you might have guessed, with Azander being so
I feel like Azander and Kajaji would get on really well.
He's an Arcanist himself, so you'll be able to dig into a bit on that side of his story as well.
Some amazing stuff, and that's not all we've got cooking. Like every chapter, we offer loads of side quests and new trial. There's
why did he put such an emphasis on cooking? What does that mean?
Do you think we're talking here, Rich?
Players can expect around 30 hours of content just from the
I believe it.
In addition
and
to
more
all the side content and everything you just mentioned.
And more.
So much to do in an Elder Scrolls chapter, and the team has really pulled out all the stops with Necrom.
We really have, and players won't have to wait too long to begin their Shadow over Morrowind adventure. Players will be able to begin their adventures this March with our first DLC.
Awesome. I will definitely be checking that out. Before we wrap things up, let's talk about some changes that you're planning to the ESO calendar.
Absolutely. So ESO is a living, breathing world that is constantly evolving. As a team, we're always evaluating where we are, what the game needs, and the community sentiment around how well we're doing. And over the years, we have made many
I feel like I need to finish Morrowind before we get this
One of the
Necrom.
fundamental pillars that hasn't changed has always been to create as much story content as we possibly can to try to keep up with our players and their insatiable desire for new stories and adventures. And this constant drive is one of the reasons why ESO has become one of the best games on the market today. There's so much to do, so many stories and locations to experience, tons of systems and various activities.
I've never done the Morrowind DLC.
So what's changing?
I couldn't afford the DLC when it first came out.
Creating these
and
new
since then, there's always
also
new stuff to get.
Quality of life feedback and bugs that have emerged over time. In other words,
I'm so glad that we're only getting one chapter this year and they're focusing on like base stuff. Because I have so much base stuff to catch up with.
The first half of the year isn't really going to change much. We've been hard at work on a lot of this stuff for a very long time. We're still doing a dungeon DLC with 2 new dungeons and a prologue quest to
excited for
kick
that
off
new
this
game
arc.
system,
The
man.
chapter is releasing in June. With
I
all
thought
the
it was going to
be
be Thuma Vocalists,
changing this year are fall and winter.
but now that we're getting the
Don't
Arcalist,
stop, keep
maybe
going.
not.
Late summer,
Would
our
they do
focus is
2
gonna be
new
on
classes
bugs
in one
and
go?
quality of life additions.
Don't think
Things
so.
like pre-made group finder or an all-in-one attunable set crafting station as examples. There won't
I've only
be
ever
any
done, for
dungeons
example,
in
the
this update because for update 40, which comes towards the end of the year, the team is working on something
I will miss
really
the dungeons, though.
something pretty special that they just need more time on.
I mean, come on, Rich, we gotta give them more than that.
Okay, fine. How does an endless dungeon with a buddy sound?
Oh, sounds good.
We'll have a lot more info on this later in this year, but I'm...
Horde mode?
Very cool. Well, Rich,
Are you telling me you're effectively going to be giving us rifts? Like Diablo rifts?
And I sure hope everyone watching is as well.
We are just as excited. But before I go, I wanted to personally thank
Okay.
the team for all of their incredible work.
Okay.
It's an honor to be able to represent them here today. Also, on behalf of the entire ZOS team around the globe, I'd like to
That's
thank
so
you all
cool.
for your
Now
continued
that
support.
sounds
You've helped
good.
make ESO and its amazing community what it is today.
All right.
I cannot wait to hear more about that.
Jess and Gina to fill everyone in on in-game events, talk guilds, and more.
Guilds? Man.
So it's obviously no secret that there's always something to do in ESO. In addition to all this
Elsewhere event tomorrow.
a wide variety of in-game events catering to
By the way, if
all
you've not
different
seen my
playstyles,
retweet, my
from
tweet I just
PvP
posted,
to Overland,
it's kind of
seasonal festivities, and more.
The stream is not going to
In addition
end
to
when
our
this
quarterly
ends.
content updates, this year we'll be having 11 in-game events, plus the themed monthly PvP Battleground weekends. In fact, our first in-game event for the year, the Season of the Dragon celebration, starts in just a couple days.
And who better
Tomorrow,
to enjoy
right?
all these events with than friends? ESO is great solo, but even better with friends, or a whole guild of friends. Whether you're into PvP, 12-player trials, crafting, questing, or even fishing and house
Oh,
decorating.
please tell me you're going to let me hide
for
my guild
everyone
cupboard
and every play
and keep my
style.
name under.
You can find your first or next
Please?
guild via the in-game guild finder.
Searchable guilds?
If you're a current player and have a guild who is looking to welcome new adventurers, let us know
Searchable
about it
guild?
on Twitter. Tag us at Tess Online.
And speaking of coming together,
Go
we're
tag
extremely
insanity
excited to let everyone know that we'll be hosting an in-person event this spring to celebrate all things
Where?
ESO and the Shadow over Morrowind adventure. We'll share details on our website and social channels very soon. In the meantime, if you want to learn more about the first DLC in the Shadow over Morrowind adventure, we'll be previewing the DLC and Update 37 live on Twitch this Friday.
Dang!
Be sure and tune in.
That was a packed show. Lots of change, lots of new. A quick reminder that ESO Necrom is available for pre-purchase right now. Visit ElderScrollsOnline.com or your favorite online retailer and claim your mount and pet today. ESO Necrom launches this June, and believe it or not, we're just getting started. Stay tuned in the months leading up to launch for even more info. Thanks for spending your time with us. We'll see you in Tamriel.
Dang. Okay, lots to unpack here. Lots to unpack. But we're not just going to unpack this. We're going to unpack this while we're playing a game that was literally just announced today. It was announced today. It's going to be available to everybody on Game Pass soon. Maybe now. I don't know. You might be able to download it now. But I have access to it now, and I have had access to it for a little while. We are going to go play, right now, we're going to go play some Hi-Fi Rush, the game that was just announced. I pretended to be surprised. Yeah, that's right, I lied to you. I knew that it was being announced, I knew what it was about, and I already had access to the game, but I haven't played it because I want my first reactions to be here with you. That's right, I lied to you. I lied to you. Isn't it your bed? I've got permission. I've got permission, actually, to stay up past my bedtime today. What shall I make my stream title today?